Hi, how's everybody doing? It's Crazy Monkey here. It's a pretty nice day out. It was sunny out earlier, now the sun's starting to go down. This is a really cool area, hiking in the mountains. And there looks to be a lot of cliffs over there. That'd be great for rock climbing over there. But I gotta head back down. It's gonna be sundown in about 30 minutes, so I gotta head back down. But before I head back down, I just want to do a real quick blog update, talking about socialism. Talking about what's happening to this country. I've been talking about this a lot, but I just want to talk about how socialism is basically based on people failing. It's based on the base, the Socialist Party voting base. A lot of it is people that fail at life. Welfare recipients, people on government programs, people that are dirt poor and they think the only way they can get ahead is with a big, huge minimum wage increase. People that think if they just have one more welfare program, that will be the program that makes them get ahead in life. These people are basically failures, and they're the base of the Democrat Socialist Party. I mean, that is their base. And you even got some yuppie failures too. I mean, you got some yuppies. They get college degrees. They make $90,000 a year, but they live in San Francisco. They live in Manhattan, New York City. They live in places where, they live in studio apartments, and they give like $30,000 to the government in taxes. They give $30,000 in rent to the landlord, and they live in poverty too. And then they also are like the Democrat Party voting base, because again, what the socialist system is all about is it's about making people fail at life, and then telling these people that failed at life, vote for the Democrat Socialist and you will get ahead. You will get another welfare program. You will get your college loans forgiven. You will get your college degree free of charge. You will get your daycare for your children free of charge. It's about telling people that are basically lower income. Not all of them are lower income. Obviously the yuppies are high income, but they waste all the money on taxes and rent in the big, huge cities that they live in. But, for the most part, these people are basically poor people, lower income people that are stupid with their money, and then the socialist system is about getting those people to vote for the Democrat Socialist Party, telling them they're going to get free shit. They're going to get free welfare, free food stamps, their college loans forgiven, their college paid for, their daycare for their kids paid for so they can go work a job. The whole system is basically, the Democrat Socialist system is about creating as many failures as possible so you create your voting base. The voting base is created by basically wrecking society. You wreck society. This is what the Democrat Socialist system is all about. It's about wrecking society, creating as much misery, poverty as possible, creating as many failures as possible, using zone restrictions in big cities to make housing prices astronomical, using mass immigration into big cities to make house prices astronomical. Then you have people that are renters forever, and then you tell those people they can only get ahead with rent control. And we know what party supports the socialist rent control. It's about creating as much economic misery as possible, creating as many failures as possible, making as millions and millions of people basically economic failures at life. And then that's your voting base. That's the voting base of the Democrat Socialist Party. And then when you look at the conservative side, it's the opposite. The conservative side's about building families. It's about strong families. It's about having people start businesses. It's about people buying houses, buying investment properties. It's about people building society. It's about people building their life. It's about people having a better life, investing their money, buying a house, having family. It's about building people up. And then the conservative parties do well when the country is strong. When the country is strong and people have money and people are investing money and they're buying houses and, they're starting businesses. Those are the people that vote for the conservative type political parties. I just want to say that. And I just want to say, you go into these cities like San Francisco, New York, LA, and you see like, you'll date like different, like when I was living in Seattle, I was dating several different gay guys, and I was dating mostly Asians, but I was dating like Latino, black, white as well. And it's like, what I noticed is like in Seattle, and it's the same thing in San Francisco. I lived in San Francisco for 6 months back in my mid-20s. I've been to New York City many, many times, so it's the same thing there. It's the same thing in LA. It's the same thing in all these big, huge cities. It's like you date these gay guys, and it's the same thing for the heterosexual yuppies as well in these big cities. And it's like they're very arrogant. They think because they make $90,000 a year and they have a college degree that they're somehow successful. But then you look at these people, and like 90% of these people, they're like having a roommate, or they're living in like a studio, they're living in a one-bedroom apartment, Some of them even live with their mommy and daddy. You'll be dating somebody. I was dating this one Asian guy, like late 30s, who was almost 40. He was like 39 years old, and he was still living with mommy and daddy. you know. And then it's like these people, they don't want to date you because you make less than, say, right around 50K. So they don't want to date you because you don't make the 100K. They want to date people making 100K. That's how these yuppies in the big cities are. That's how a lot of the gays are in the big cities. But then the thing is, they live in grinding poverty. 90% of them vote for the Democrat Socialist, and they basically live in grinding poverty because they give $30,000 to the tax and spend government. They give another $30,000 to make the landlord rich. So they don't really have much money left over. If they're making 70, 80, 90, 100,000 a year, they don't have much money left over, and they're basically living a poor, like just one level higher than poverty lifestyle. But then they want you to make 100K, and then they want you to stay in the city and like live with them, like in a one bedroom, and be like poor with them. It's such a scam. It's such a con game. And then you come out to middle America, like here in Ogden, Utah, and you can get a house for like 150. Well, I did, several years ago. Now the prices are like 200, but back when I came here, the prices were like 150 for a single family house. Right on the other side of the mountain, you got a beautiful world-class ski resort, 3,000 vertical. You can ski all season. You can hike in these mountains in summertime. Right now, the mountains are pretty ugly because it's November. It's November right now, so the mountains are pretty ugly. But like in the summertime, this would be absolutely beautiful. This would be all lush and green. There'd be green everywhere. It'd be really nice in the summertime. But the point I'm making is like, most of these gay guys, they don't want to like live that life. Most of these yuppies, they don't want to live that life. They don't want to ski in Switzerland. They don't want to go to a 1 week vacation on the beach in Hawaii. They don't want a 2 week vacation in Switzerland, in Europe, in London or Paris or Amsterdam. They don't want to live in a house in middle America for like 150,000, where they can go to the ski resort all winter long. They can have access to a world-class ski resort 30 minutes away, and they can ski all winter long. They don't want that. They just want to be yuppies in the city and then bitch and complain about how they can't get ahead in life because all their money is going for taxes and rent. But then they chose that system. They chose to live in that San Francisco, New York City, LA, Seattle. They chose that environment. And then it's like they're angry that they're not getting ahead in life, but then they demand like their partner. This is the heterosexual yuppies and the gays too. They demand their partner makes like 100K a year, and if you don't make 100K a year, they won't date you. They don't want to be with you. But then the thing is, if you were with these people, what are you going to get out of it? What are you going to get? You're going to live in a one bedroom in New York City. You're going to live in a one bedroom in San Francisco. It's like you're going to live in poverty with them. It's such a scam. It's such a joke. These people think they have so much to offer too, and they really have nothing to offer. I mean, what do they have to offer? They have nothing to offer. They think their college degree is valuable. Half the time their college degree is so worthless, you put it in the toilet and you urinate all over the college degree and you flush it down the toilet, because that's how worthless it is. Literally 50% of the time, these college degrees are so worthless that they're like toilet paper. You put it in the toilet, you urinate on it, and you flush it down the toilet. That's how worthless 50% of these college degrees are. Of course, some degrees have value. Some of the medical degrees have value. Engineering degrees have value. There are some college degrees that do have value, like a doctor degree or something, like pharmacy degree. There are some that have value. And a lot of the ones that have value, you know why they have value? Because you can go to middle America. You can be a doctor in Ogden. You could be a doctor in Salt Lake City. You could be a doctor in Anchorage. You could be a medical professional in Minnesota. You can basically take the medical degrees and you can live anywhere. So you can live in a cheaper place. You can get a house for like $200,000 and live a middle class life. That's why those degrees have value. It's not necessarily the degree that has value. It's actually because it gets you to middle America. It gets you to a cheaper standard of living where the houses are cheaper and you can have a middle class life for a cheaper price. That's the reason those degrees have value. But you look at these techie degrees that a lot of the gays get and a lot of these yuppies get, and those degrees, they put you in San Francisco. They put you in San Francisco, San Jose, Seattle. You're going to go into an area where the houses are $1 million and your degree is worthless. You make $100,000 a year and your degree is worthless because the housing costs are sky high. And then these people are all arrogant. They're all arrogant thinking they're so special. In reality, they have nothing to offer. They have nothing to offer. You know what I'm saying? You live in San Francisco, the ski resorts are 5 hours from there in Lake Tahoe. You live in Seattle, the ski resort's like 2 or 3 hours away. It's like they think they have so much to offer. They have nothing to offer. And like I said, 50% of the time, their college degrees are so worthless, you urinate on their college degrees and you flush them down the toilet, literally. And even when their degree has some value and they're making like 100K, that money ain't got no value in San Francisco. That money's garbage in San Francisco. So I just want to say that real quick.